The Sansons, France's royal executioners, a family history soaked in blood, tied to the executioner's platform by a promise to the king. For generations they lived and died by the sword, their name a synonym for death itself. Henri Sanson, born into this scary legacy, never had a choice. His path, just like his ancestors, led straight to the chopping block. It was his birthright, a role he couldn't refuse. From father to son, the secrets of the job were handed down, methods perfected over centuries, meant to make death quick and clean. A gruesome apprenticeship, but for the Sansons it was more than just a job. It was a sacred duty. They were instruments of justice, upholding the law, getting rid of the world's bad guys, or so they told themselves. Imagine growing up in the shadow of the executioner's platform. The clang of the iron gates, the whispers of the crowd, the smell of fear, always there. This was Henri's life, his playground, the cobblestones under the platform, his toys, the tools of his father's grim job. He would sit, a quiet watcher, as his father carried out the king's justice. His father, Henri Sanson, was a tough man, strict, never wavering in his duty. He taught Henri that an executioner must be distant without emotion. A servant of the law, not someone who takes part in its cruelty. But even Charles-Henri, hardened by years of bloodshed, couldn't completely protect his son from the horrors they saw. Then came the revolution. The world flipped upside down. The people, once scared, now shouted for change. The monarchy shook. And the Sansons, bound by their promise to the crown, found themselves stuck in the middle. The execution of King Louis XVI. A huge moment in history. And it was up to Henri, now the head of the family, to do it. The burden of the act was enormous. This wasn't just another criminal. This was the king. The symbol of the very system that had defined the Sanson family for generations. Still, the revolution demanded it, and Henri, a servant of the law above all else, obeyed. But the king's death changed something in him. It started to break down the wall between duty and what's right. The revolution raged on. The guillotine, once a symbol of royal power, became the tool of the people's anger, and Henri, the unwilling executioner, became the face of the terror. He did his job with quiet efficiency, but each drop of the blade chipped away at his soul. The faces of the condemned haunted him. The queen, her eyes filled with defiance. Danton, his former friend, begging for a little more time. He tried to find comfort in his duty and the quickness of the deaths he delivered. But the blood, the screams, the endless line of souls he sent into the darkness, it all took its toll.